Hello and welcome to Disney Speedstorm. Today we're going to talk about every single racer, which ones, in my opinion, are good, which ones are bad, which ones you should invest your resources in, which ones you should choose if you just purchased the game and you don't know which one to choose. I've been playing this game a lot lately and I have a lot of characters unlocked. I don't have all of them, but I feel like at this point I have enough knowledge to be able to determine if the character is good by just reading their sheet. So let's just go through all of them. I'm gonna share my opinion about who the best ones are, who the worst ones are, and so on and so forth. First of all, let's talk about rarity. There is 3 different rarities of characters. There is common characters, rare characters, and epic characters. And initially I thought epic characters must be better, right? Because they are more rare, but unfortunately, that's not always the case. If you look at all the characters and compare their stats, you would notice that high rarity doesn't mean that they have better stats. In fact, some of the epic characters in this game are actually some of the worst characters in this game in terms of stats. Sometimes the stats just don't make sense. For example, let's take a look at Sully. This guy is super hype. I was super hype initially when I saw how many shards of him you can get from the golden pass. You literally can get this guy to 3 stars during this season if you play your cards right. And you might think, epic character at 3 stars, beautiful. Well, I'm gonna disappoint and burst your bubble right now. This is officially probably the worst character in the entire game. I've played with him a lot, and I've asked other people in my chat if they think that Sully is good or bad, and people literally say nobody even wants to play with him. He is incredibly slow, but you know what the fun part is? He has the highest top speed in the game. He is literally #1 in his top speed, which proves that top speed doesn't equal practical speed, because his acceleration is incredibly low. His boost is one of the lowest in the game, and if your boost and acceleration is low, you will never be able to reach your top speed at all, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of having super high top speed. And if you add the fact that his unique skill is complete garbage, it literally does the same thing as the fire boost, and he has fire boost in his arsenal. It's just complete hot trash. This guy is absolutely worthless. I do not recommend you invest any resources into him at all, even though it looks like very attractive character to invest in, because he's basically a star of the current season, and you're gonna get a lot of upgrade materials from Monsters Inc. You're gonna get a lot of crew shards, you're gonna get a lot of character shards, but instead I highly recommend to focus on Mike, which is a common character, which means in the future you will more likely to get his shards and get him to higher star levels. Like, look, my Mike is already 3 stars. And I'm investing all of my resources into him, trying to get him as high as possible. Mike, in my opinion, is an S tier character. Absolutely best character in the game for 2 reasons. Reason number 1, his unique skill is absolutely incredible. It can give you an insane edge. By placing his doors, you can teleport your enemies back or teleport yourself forward. And usually both happens. One of the doors can be taken by your enemies and go back, and another door you can take and go forward. No other skill allows you to create such a huge distance between you and your previous rivals. It's ridiculous how overpowered it is. And if you take his whole he has an incredible handling. He has #1 acceleration in the game, and he has 2nd best handling after Donald Duck. He's absolutely busted. He has some of the best stats in the game, and it's super complementary to his class, to his unique skill, and to his skill set. It's best character in the game by far, so I highly recommend put all the Monsters Inc. resources into Mike. Okay, now let's touch on a few other characters that I've played and I haven't been impressed with. First of all, the characters that I did like from the starter ones are Donald, Mickey, I don't have. I guess Belle is decent, but honestly, I think Mickey is a better speedster than Belle, and especially considering he is much easier to get. You're gonna get so many of his shards from starter circuit. You're gonna get a lot of shards from events, and he's a common character, so he's gonna be super easy to get his shards. I would recommend you go for Mickey and make him you. I mean, Mike is the best speedster, but if you want another speedster, or if you want to promote somebody from Mickey, okay, that's a good point. Let's pick the best racer, in my opinion, from every collection, because you should probably focus on one character per collection in the beginning, because they're all gonna share the same upgrade materials, and it's not practical to invest into two characters at the same time from the same collection. So you should pick one, and I'm gonna tell you my opinion which one you should pick. So from Monsters Inc., yes, we already discussed it. It's gonna be Mike. Let's start from the start. Mickey and Friends. By far, I think it's gonna be Donald. Donald is only rare character. You start with him. I mean, you start with all three of them, let's be honest. He has, first of all, I wouldn't invest in Mickey, because if you invest in Mike, you're already gonna have a good speedster. Donald, however, is very good brawler. The best brawler in the game. His unique skill is amazing. He has the best handling in the game, which means he's gonna be so easy to recover from all the setbacks. He has a decent speed. He has a decent acceleration. He is pretty damn decent. Let's be honest. All right. The worst one in here is probably going to be Goofy, but Goofy is not that bad, so he is not like a super horrible character. But if you're going to invest all your Mickey Mouse resources, I would go for Donald Duck. Next is going to be the Pirates of the Caribbean collection. Here, it's definitely going to be Elizabeth. I do not enjoy Jack Sparrow. I don't like his skill at all. You need to be very precise in order to even do anything with it. However, Elizabeth Swan is very, very solid character. She has second best boost in the game and fourth best combat. She is a force. She's an amazing defender character and probably the best defender character in the game. Played with her a few times as a guest character, and I see her in the tops of the leaderboards all the time, right after the mic. She is very good. Unfortunately, you cannot... I think you cannot choose her as one of your starter... Wait, can you choose her? She's only a common character, so no matter what, you're gonna unlock her pretty fast in the game. And I highly recommend to invest your resources into her compared to Jack. I did invest in Jack because I bought the Ultimate version, and I didn't know any better in the beginning, and I needed this guy for events. I still don't have Elizabeth, but I think as soon as I get her, I'm gonna start investing all of my Pirate of the Caribbean upgrade materials into her. Her unique skill is pretty good too. She dashes forward and either pushes your enemies out of her way or slows them down, depending if you charge your ability or not, which is super useful. It gives you a speed and it slows down your enemies. Those are the best kinds of abilities. They have to do both in order to be effective. They need to slow down other people and they need to push you forward. That's the best way. The next one is going to be Hercules, and here, once again, the rare is going to be worse than a common, unfortunately. I think that Meg is a better character than Hercules, and I have them both at level 10, and I enjoy playing Meg more. She's a trickster, and it's still probably the best trickster in the entire game. Her unique skill, you basically get a boost that is gonna be even that is gonna last even longer if you overtake other enemies. That allows you to come back from behind pretty effectively, which can be very useful in game modes like Last One Standing. And also, like, she's not gonna be the one winning your races. Like, if you need... I don't think she should be your first character. Like, you should have one character that you use for everything that doesn't require a specific class, and I think it should be Mike. It has to be Mike. Right now, there's nobody to even compete with him. But she can be a good, like, if you need somebody for Hercules events, she is going to be more useful than the Hercules himself, in my opinion. She also has the best boost in the game, which could compensate for the lack of speed. You definitely want to be doing a lot of drifting with her because she's a trickster, which means she will recharge her boost much faster from drifting. Beauty and the Beast collection. Well, here it has to be Belle. Belle is so much better than Beast. I haven't played Beast yet, but I have seen. I've looked at his skills. I've looked at some footage online, and he's just not good. He's just not good. I'm not even sure. Maybe he's even worse than Sully, which is hard to imagine. Just look at his unique ability. It's pretty much a very short roar, stunning all opponents in front of you. So here is basically, you can see a pattern. He has the second best speed in the game, best top speed in the game, just like Sully. But he also has absolutely horrible boost handling and acceleration, which absolutely makes the top speeds absolutely relevant, because you will never reach it. Also, I feel like his unique ability kind of limits the things he can do. Like, if you do this, like, rage mode can be a good thing sometimes, but most of the time you want to be able to pick up, for example, boost. You want to be able to take out the enemy that is much further ahead of you that you cannot reach with your unique ability. I just don't think that his unique ability complements his skills at all, and his stats are not that great. So Beast is definitely going to lose. Belle is a decent racer. She is not great, and she's an epic character. And for epic, she just doesn't hit the mark for me. She is really fun, and if you're gonna choose one from Beauty and the Beast, definitely choose Belle. Mulan. Now here is gonna be a little bit tough. Both of these guys are decent. I'm just not a fan of Trickster class, so if I were to recommend you one, I would probably recommend Shang, especially considering he is common, and he's probably going to be easier to get to higher star level. But honestly, either one of these is going to be fine. If you started with Mulan, if you bought deluxe or ultimate version, she's a decent card. You should use her, but like, I wouldn't pick one over the other. Whoever is easier for you to get, just level that one up, or try both of them and see which playstyle you like the most. Basically, I would say the main difference between Shang and Mulan, Shang has more of a backwards reach, so you want to be in the front of the race because he has a lot of defensive skills to shoot backwards and to like protect yourself from being overtaken. And Mulan is more of a, like, she has a lot of forward facing skills, so she is good to gain back the lead if you're constantly falling behind. So it depends on your play style. Well, can't say much about Figment. I haven't played with him. I don't know much about him. He is like very, very difficult to... The only way you can get him is from Universal Box, so... Gonna be pretty hard to get, so I'm not gonna talk much about him. I don't think he's amazing, just from the reading his skills, but you're probably not gonna get him for a long time, so we'll talk about him in a different video. Now let's talk about the Jungle Book. This one is tough. Jungle Book is probably the worst... Overall, the worst collection in the game. Both of these guys are not that great. I really like Mowgli as his unique skill. I like it not because it's good, but because it's really fun. But a lot of time, when I'm racing against Mowgli, I almost never get hit by it. It's just pretty... For some reason, it's pretty hard to land. And also for a speedster, he has very, very bad stats for a speedster, so I would not go for Mowgli, even though he could be very fun. His wolf attack is really, really fun to watch, but is not very, very effective. Baloo, I don't like Baloo for one specific reason. He feels pretty slow. Even though his top speed is not bad, his handling and acceleration are some of the worst in the game, so you're gonna be feeling like you're barely moving. Also, his ability allows you to throw fruits in front of you that give you boost, but it's very difficult to collect all of them, so some of them are going to be left behind for your enemies to take and gain boost from them. I constantly gain... Like, when I see Baloo's fruits, I will always collect them because it's just free boost lying for your enemies. And another one of his abilities is to throw rotten fruit behind, which is pretty easy to avoid, and it doesn't do much, it just slows you down a little. Actually, it says it stuns enemies. I don't feel like I've been stunned by it. I feel like I've been just slowed down. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, this is my opinion about all the characters in Disney Speedstorm. The ones I would focus on, the best of each class: Mike, we're gonna have Meg, we're gonna have Donald, and we're gonna have Elizabeth Swan. I think those 4 are gonna do nicely for you. They're all from different collections and different classes, so they should cover a very wide basis. Let me know in the comments which characters are your favorite, which ones do you think are the best, and which ones do you think are the worst. And once again, choose one character per collection, focus on them. Don't spread your upgrade resources, otherwise you will be missing out on a lot of events that require a specific class at a high level. Choose one and focus on them. Thank you for watching. Huge thanks to all the members. Thank you for supporting, guys. I'm really happy you're enjoying this game. A lot of you enjoying this game, and hopefully these videos are helpful for a lot of people. I'll see you in the next one. A wonderful day, and take care.